we met the other day at a friend's birthday, and I remember the first thing I said to you, which is, I can tell you are in touch with your dark side. I could just tell. And then you said, yes, the dark feminine. What the fuck is the dark feminine?
I would say dark feminine is a woman that's like very much in her power, in the wild, strong character, you know, like no shame, no unapologetic, independent, more like a strong character, sex appeal.
So there's the dark feminine and there's the, let's say, the light feminine. So what would be the difference between the two?
I would say light feminine, it's someone more like a maiden archetype, someone more light, like a priestess, like love and light, pray, gentle, soft, slow. And then dark feminine, it's someone more spicy, it's someone more wild.
So alright, here's how I'm picturing it. The light feminine is basically a Disney princess, right?
A Disney princess, yeah, that can be light feminine.
Like Snow White.
Yeah.
Bambi. Well, I don't know, is Bambi a girl? Bambi's the deer.
Bambi's a deer.
Yeah, fine. But Pocahontas, that sort of thing.
Pocahontas is a wild feminine.
Is she?
Yeah, she's a warrior. She's a badass.
Okay. Alright, so let's say, okay, so light feminine will be like Belle from Beauty and the Beast. Yeah, Frozen.
Yeah,
and
like
the dark
princess.
feminine is, say, Salma Hayek from
like
Dusk
a
Till
rebel.
Dawn.
Like a rebel, yeah. Yeah, that's, yeah,
So,
correct.
what's your name?
My name is Loren.
Okay. Oh, you said it right this time. Okay.
Logan.
Yeah, it was a Logan before. So, have you always been in touch with this aspect of yourself? Is this
Always.
something that's just always been inside you?
Always. My body developed really quickly when I was young, and I think that's just like forced me to be in very much protection or like warrior kind of archetype. I just grew up to be.
When did your body develop?
So I stopped bleeding when I was 9 years old.
Really?
So my boob was massive already. I was full of hormones. I was like a little
You
girl.
had boobs at 9?
Yeah, I was literally looking like a teenager in this age.
What was that like? That couldn't have been easy for you.
It was not easy, but again, like my character developed into like a very strong archetype. So it was easy for me because I was not aware. I was more like a rebel. I didn't give a shit. I was like, you know, like, yeah, just protecting myself, you know.
Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. So I'm a little girl. Let me try and use some empathy. I'm a little girl. Girlish things. I'm very like innocent. I've got no idea what sex even is. I've not even considered it. Then all of a sudden I start bleeding. I grow breasts. And then people around me probably start treating me differently as well. Like boys looking at you differently, men as well. What the fuck was that like?
A lot of older men will be like, you know, like will comment or will just like, you know, accidentally will drop themselves on me, like on touching my boobs.
When you were like 9?
When I was super young.
Like 9,
I also
10.
got a lot of attention from like older men, like the people in the school, you know, teachers, driver, legit. Yeah, I was attractive like in really young age, you know, because I had all of these hormones happening in my body.
Did that change the way that women treated you as well?
I'm not sure, to be honest. I was not very popular in my first school. Then I moved school, but then I became a rebel. So then I became popular in some girls group, but because I was hanging out with not with the wrong people, but like, you know, with people that are problematic. You know, so I fit because I was problematic.
If I'm 9 and 10, and all of a sudden my body starts transforming, and then people start giving me all of this attention which I've never had before, some of it good, some of it bad. I'm imagining there's probably 2 ways that you could go. You could either be really ashamed,
frozen and closed,
yeah, or you could just fucking own it.
I did. And the thing is, I was more and more provocative because of it, you know. I was just kind of like didn't give a shit, you know. I became like more like going with heels and like really deep, like how would you call it, like my breast out, like wearing like really slutty thing, you know. My mom hated that, by the way, just so you know.
I can imagine.
But for me, I was like, get fucked, you know. I do whatever I want, you know.
Alright, so
it can be, look, also dark feminine also have a shadow. Yeah, it's not always, you can be in the dark feminine but in the shadow of the dark feminine, which is not good. Yeah. So it's also something to remember. It's not always good to be in the dark feminine. It's good when you are integrate that.
So here's my question. When you're wearing the heels and you're embracing the sexuality and you're throwing yourself into this energy, was that a FU or was that a celebration of who you were?
I think I was not conscious then, so it was kind of a few. But I was also celebrating myself in a way because I was comfortable with myself, you know. I was happy. I didn't give a shit. I did whatever I want. I was a queen. I was a little queen. Really, I did. I was.
Comfortable with yourself, but what is the self that you're comfortable with? So what does it actually mean to embody the dark feminine and you as a human being?
I was just more brave, okay? Like I was the first person to kiss in my school, or the first person to like sleep with someone in my school, you know? I was just not ashamed, but I could see how friends around me will be like doing the same thing, but like with so much shame and like, you know, regret, which I was actually so comfortable with everything I did, you know, so comfortable with myself, or like really fighting for myself, and like I was working, I was like spending so much money on myself. I was really strong, independent woman that took care of herself. When I could see that other people around me in my age was more still developing, still confused, doesn't know who they are.
When I was younger, I would definitely say I matured emotionally faster than the other kids around me. 100%. It was like I was having thoughts that they weren't having until their mid-20s in my early teens. And that was a very lonely experience for me. Was it like that for you as well?
No.
No. Did you have like a tribe around you? Or
I was also hanging out with much older people than me. So I was always fitting on the emotional intellect conversations because I was not hanging out with kids. You know, I found my crew always. I had so many friends, so many different kind of friends. I would get along with anything possible. I had like groups of like the hippie people and the gothic people and the older people and the crazy people. I can hang out with weirdo. Not a problem for me.
What the hell is dating like for you? Meeting men, meeting women, if you swing that way, relationships, one night stands, like all of it. What is that like?
You know what? I can really see how it intimidates sometimes in men, you know. I know it's
that was going to be a future question. So you feel like you intimidate men?
Yeah, I feel like a lot of men are very attracted by that, but when it's go into a relationship, it can be very intimidated.
Why so?
Because it's very provocative energy in a way, you know. It depends again if it's integrate, because it's not a problem to be dark feminine, wild, free, you know, but it has to be also come from the right place. And a lot of men doesn't know how to hold it, you know. They get intimidated. It's too much fire, so they want to shut the fire down. They want to control it.
What does that actually look like then? So what does it look like when a man is intimidated and he was trying to shut the fire down? Like, what's he actually doing?
It's just
is it
projecting.
like, don't wear this, don't dress like
also,
that, don't act like this?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. I dress nice. Like I don't dress, how can I say? I dress sexy. I have no problem with that. Of course, when I have a relationship, the partner doesn't like it.
But he's met you wearing
like
the sexy things. So he sees you in the bar or on the beach and he's like, whoa, she looks sexy, let me talk to her. I like what she's wearing. Then when he gets with you, the thing that turned him on, he now doesn't want you to do.
Look, it's a way, you don't have to dress like a single lady when you're not single. I get that. But it's more than that. It's like Instagram photos, the way I speak, the way everything. It's the power. Look, it's not easy to hold strong women. I tell you that. I know that. You have to have the capacity. It's like a fire, you know. You want to be able to, like, you know, maintain the fire and not like shut the flame down. I was working for a long time in the industry of stripping.
Oh yeah.
Which.
Oh yes, you were. You said.
Yeah, I was. That's how open I am, you know, because I was so comfortable with anything. And I think when you put it together, that's what also in relationship will get the guy very intimidated, you know.
Because he knows that you're going out and
no, because
dancing provocatively for men on a regular basis.
Yeah, but even if I stop the job, even if I quit, you know, it's just like the fact that like I think that it's okay, you know, my mind think it's okay, it's not a problem, I have an open mind. They doesn't meet me there because they're not open like me, you know, because I want a good girl. It's the Madonna horse split. Did you heard about that?
That's something that honestly annoys me about men. On the one hand,
Double standard.
yeah, because a woman has to be two things at once. She's got to be the purest angel that you've ever seen, who doesn't know what an erection is or an orgasm or anything like this.
Totally.
But at the same time, she's got to be a freaky, kinky slut as well. And I think that's BS.
No, it's literally not integrated man. It's a man with projections. It's you're not confident. You know, you don't celebrate your woman. You don't see her as a goddess when she's in the slut era or when she's in the goddess era. It's the same. Sacred.
Alright,
They're both
so
sacred.
a lot of the women I've spoken to have basically said that, alright, when it comes to sex, what gets them going is feeling like a connection. Like a true connection. Like the woman I spoke to yesterday, she said she needs to feel like the man has chosen her. Chosen. Like you. Literally you. It's not about the external. I mean, that's part of it. But it's actually the essence of you, which I am choosing and I'm connecting with. And you say that too. But then here's the thing. So if I'm looking at you, Miss sees a dark feminine, unbridled fire and energy and passion, that would probably make sex be unsatisfying a lot of the time, because you're saying like these guys are intimidated, and if that is true, then he can't really be fully himself in the moment when he's physical with you, because there's all sorts of other thoughts and feelings coming on. Because for men, here's something you may or may not know, a lot of men see sex as like doing an exam. So like you're at university, you've been studying for years, and now you take your exam. And when you take your exam, they're going to grade you and be like, you passed, you failed, blah, blah, blah. And it's like a performance. You got to be the man. You got to do this, do that, hold her down, spin around, doggy style, pull her hair back, all of this sort of shit. So if he is feeling uncomfortable with you being the way you are and wants to shut that down, then in the act of sex, I couldn't imagine that would be amazing a lot of the time.
But you have to understand, the fact I come across as dark feminine because I have this quality, but I also have a lot of light feminine in me. I can be the most vulnerable person in bed. It's depending on the connection with the man, you know?
But what I'm basically asking is, do you often get into situations where you feel like sexual connections aren't what you want them to be?
Is what?
Like, your sexual connections or sex life isn't as great as you would like it to be?
It's depending on the person. I personally prefer to only sleep with people I date because I need emotional connection. I'm not 20 years old, I'm 32 years old, you know. It doesn't excite me anymore to have sex with people. For me, it's important to have emotional connection and to, you know, to take it serious and not just one night stand fun thing. It's not fun. It's not fun anymore, you know. I've done it. I've been there.
Women tend to treat bad sex as like a traumatic experience.
No.
That's the way it seems to me.
No.
A lot of
It
women.
depends what kind of bed, yeah? Sometimes the guy doesn't have a big dick, sometimes it's not good. If it's a good person, it's not a bad experience. Or if you have a guy that you're interested in, and then he, you know, fuck you really quick, that can be a bad sex. It's really depends on the connection with the person. I had a guy that we didn't have chemistry in bed, but he's absolutely beautiful person, which I really like and adore. So the sex was not good, but it was not traumatized for me at all. It was just like, okay, we don't have a chemistry in bed, it's totally fine.
A lot of the time I'm hearing women basically saying like, if it's not good, it's horrific. And
You
it's
can
terrible.
work on this kind of thing, come on. If it's emotional connection is there, it's everything is possible.
Are you single? You're in a relationship? Like,
I'm
what's
single
going
1
on?
year actually. 2 days ago was celebrating my 1 year in singleship.
Okay, so what happened?
What happened?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was actually the biggest love of my life, but he couldn't, it just couldn't accept me as I am. It was really struggling, it was really trying, it was breaking up with me so many times. We were just not compatible.
What was it that he wanted you to do?
More gentle, more good girl, you know? Less parties, less freedom, less provocative. Just my environment too, the way I think, you know, again, I'm very open-minded, he's very judgmental, you know, he really cares about, you know, like what people think or like to make things right, business, and I'm very like, live in a fairy. He said I was living in a fairy tale. I'm living in a fairy tale. So yeah, that didn't work between us.
From what little I know of you, I can't even see how you could get with someone who's very close-minded and judgmental.
It doesn't.
Surely you would. Those people would be weeded out very quickly. Surely, like if I'm Mr. Judgmental, right, and things need to be done a certain way, and I come across you, right, and I look like covered in your tattoos, radiating your energy.
I have dreads also then.
There we go. There we go. And then I have a little look at your social media. I'm like, nah, we got to run a million miles away from this woman. So how did that even happen?
I was also stripping when I was with him at the start. So he was always saying, I would never be with a stripper, I would never...
Was he like a customer or something?
No way. No, we met in a club and then it just happened, we just fell in love. And I was exactly the opposite of the person he ever imagined to be with. But he fell in love with my essence because again, like who I am is not, it's different. And also he's very dark, masculine. You know, he doesn't have tattoo, but he's very a guy that talk and laugh and like very friendly and you know charismatic. He has that. So we're similar in many ways, but yeah, it was not good for relationship.
I hear that.
I wonder if he actually date a good girl now, because I feel like these kind of guys are just in the mind want a good girl, but they would never be attracted to a good girl. You know?
How's dating right now?
Dating right now?
Yeah.
I don't know.
What's happening?
I went yesterday.
What are you doing? Are you on Tinder? You're on Hinge? You're getting your swipe on?
I'm fucking banned from this app. I don't know what I did. I did nothing. I've never
you did something.
I didn't. I really didn't. I really didn't.
Yeah?
Legit, like nothing at all. I never had Hinge. How about that? I never had this app. And I downloaded and I was banned.
So basically...
I think it's connected to my business that I used to have.
Which was, well...
I have agency. I had Instagram, for agency for strippers. So I think somehow they made a connection and they saw that I don't know what they think. I definitely did not do anything bad. I barely used any of this app in my life. I went to a date yesterday with a woman.
Is it the woman sitting next to you here?
No.
Hello.
No. I was gay for 10 years, so I was like, I'm gonna give it a go again. It's not my vibe anymore. So it was nice to go out for a drink, but...
So what's it like dating women as a woman?
Back in the day it was awesome, but I'm talking to you 7 years ago. Yeah, a long time ago. It was great. More safe, you feel more safe.
How does it differ to dating men? What's the difference between dating a woman and dating a man as a woman? If I go on a date with a woman, there's a few things that are just kind of assumed because I'm a man. So it's assumed I'm going to pay. Now, maybe she might go, no, I'm going to pay. But the assumption is that I'm going to do it. There's an assumption that if me and this woman end up kissing, it's going to be because I make that first move. That's the assumption. The assumption is that if we fuck, it's because I make it happen.
Yeah.
Right? When you got two women together...
It's always one masculine and one more feminine. So it's the same rolling, it's the same rules.
So which one are you?
I'm the more, I'm feminine look, but I'm the more masculine in terms of I
knew it as I said.
But you know what? I was also like this with my ex-partner, the man. I'm because my character is very independent. I'm very much like, I want to pay, I do this, you know? I was paying for the most of the stuff.
How did he feel about that?
I'm sure that in a way he was not happy with that because it does take off a little bit of your masculinity, you know. But in the same time, my standard he's one of these guys that will be happy to go to an average restaurant or a nice restaurant. But for me, it's I want to go every day to the best fancy restaurant. So we didn't meet, you know, on the same lifestyle.
Yeah.
That's why I was I'm happy to pay because I'm not going to force you to spend all your money on me.
But that wasn't an issue for you?
No, that was the lifetime I was having.
But dating now though, so you're banned from apps, right? So how are you meeting your men and your women? This woman that you had the date with, how'd that come about? Talk to me.
As my friends just pushing for that. They really wanted us to meet, so I was like...
so you're meeting people through friends?
Or through friends, or at the gym, or in going out.
So I've heard from a lot of people.
But it's not easy to meet people in Bali.
Well, you see, this is what I was gonna say. This is literally what I was gonna say. I've heard from people that Bali is like a cesspool. Not a cesspool, but like it's tough. It's great to meet people, as in you can meet new people and have some sort of connection. But relationships is terrible. Because people just want to, you know.
I say, honestly, like, is men really want to fuck in Bali? I swear to God. Women not. Women looking for something more serious. It's just, look, you meet someone and then they leave, or you meet someone and then they just want to fuck, or you meet someone that is, it's the same people all the time also when you go out, you know? It's not easy to date in Bali.
I was here for the first time during COVID. I was here for like a year and a half, and I was dating this Austrian girl. Now, this Austrian girl I was dating had an ex who was English. Now, this English ex of hers owed her money. Like about 2,000 euros or something like this, and he didn't pay the money back. Now the long and short of it was that she was so pissed off that she created an Instagram story saying, "Do not trust this man, he's a liar, he's a cheat, he's a piece of shit, he owes me fucking money." Then what happened now is that story went viral around Bali.
So easy.
Yeah, and everybody came out the woodwork like, yeah, he owes me money too, he owes me money, yeah, like the guy's reputation was ruined. No, ruined.
I mean, fuck off.
He had to leave Bali.
Yeah, leave.
And then he was so fucking angry because like she basically destroyed his reputation. He had to fucking leave. About a month later, I'm in bed with her in her villa. It's like about 5 in the morning or so, half asleep. I look at my phone. The man has messaged me on Instagram. Yeah. And he's like, "Bro, you're a man and I respect you, Kieran, I respect you, so you need to know what kind of woman you're with." And then he sends me like videos of the two of them having sex. And like the whole purpose of that was presumably so I would like get angry, leave her, this kind of thing.
No, why would you do that?
I mean,
he's crazy, man.
No, of course, but I didn't do that at all. No.
Okay.
I ignored him, and then I created a new post, me and her together on my bike, you know, with some kind of caption saying there are some people who want to try to put you down because they're miserable and they're fucking arseholes and be you and let your light shine. Like I showed her the pictures and the videos. I said, "Look, you had sex before you knew me. Sorry, you had sex before you knew I existed. You enjoyed it. That doesn't make you a bad person.
No, of course not. Of course not. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that for her.
But anyway, getting back on track. So what are you looking for? So you want a relationship?
I want a relationship.
Yeah, but what does that look like? What kind of relationship do we need?
Oh, it will be the most beautiful man, strong, with emotional, emotional intelligence that can support and celebrate his goddess, me. And create safety, be a provider.
So define
3 trips in a year overseas. 3 trips in a year overseas.
3 trips.
3 trips.
Define emotional intelligence. What does that mean?
Emotional intelligence is someone that, first of all, like free of judgment. You know, you meet a person. It's always everything is solved by communication. Okay, you have a problem, you talk, you hear the other person. Emotional intelligence, you connect, you have empathy. You know, you're not just like a stubborn in your own opinion.
The thing is, I find people in general don't have emotional intelligence. Because, like, you know, you said like emotional intelligence, you have empathy.
People just have too much trauma that they not integrate.
There's so many times I've been in relationships where I felt like you don't understand where I'm coming from at all, which is something that I personally always try to do. You know, like to see where the other person's coming from and to put myself into their shoes. But anyway, so we want emotional intelligence, we need a provider, we need 3 trips a year.
Free of judgment. Free of judgment is super important, like open mind people.
But do you find it hard though? Like is it hard in general finding somebody like this?
Yes. Of course. Men are beautiful, but a lot of men are not connecting to their emotions or not in peace with themselves or with their traumas. So they will project a lot of things on the woman, you know. I'm not saying everyone, I'm just saying it's very common. This is why a lot of people are singles, you know?
I have some friends who've been through the same thing. Now, I have a friend who's actually an ex of mine, actually, but we're very, very, very close. Now, she said to me about 2 years ago, she said, Kieran, I'm on these dating apps, and all of the men that I see, they're all losers. I'm only matching with losers. Why is this? Why am I just matching with losers? So I had to look at her profile, and it wasn't at all surprising. I was like, well, you're matching with losers because you look like a loser on your profile. Right? That's basically it. You know, so you gotta think, like, what is the man that you want to attract, and what does he want from a woman, and you display that on your profile, because your dating profile is kind of like the bait that you use to catch a fish. You know, it's like, if I'm fishing and I want to catch a trout, I use a certain type of bait. If I need a carp, I use another sort of bait. So we changed her profile around to be indicative of the sorts of men she wanted to meet, not just in terms of pictures, but that's part of it, because she was like wearing all these like baggy clothes and stuff. It's like, you gotta understand.
Yeah, no, of course.
You got to, but not even just that, but you tell the story of who she is in her profile as well. Like what actually really connects with her and resonates with her.
I don't know. I'm not connecting very much into dating app.
Well,
I don't really have experience.
Well, this is why I'm throwing it out there. So what I'm basically suggesting as a little experiment, you create a profile, and then literally, because like you're clearly a businesswoman, right? So you know you're a businesswoman. You go, okay, well, who is my target audience? Who's my what's it called? You know, when you create a customer profile, my avatar. Who's my customer avatar? There we go. And then you make content for the avatar. It's the same on a dating app. You have an avatar, right? And your avatar is this provider man. So now you go, okay, so you put your little businesswoman brain on, you go, all right, so this provider man, Mr. 3 trips a year, Mr. Emotional Intelligence, right? This man, what does he want from me? Okay, so he wants this, he wants this, he wants this. And then you strategically place that on your profile in terms of the pictures and the stuff that you write. Here's the thing, you are a woman and you're a beautiful woman at that. Now what this means is that on a dating app, you're gonna get tons of matches from all sorts of men who are just matching because they like what they see. That is true. So you will have to kind of like wade through, but if you actually tell the story of who you are and speak to your avatar, 4 to 5% of your matches are gonna be men who are like, that's the woman. That's the fucking woman. That's what I did. That's how I found my girlfriend.
I love that.
I literally just configured my profile to an avatar. On my Hinge profile, it said, if your spooning while binging Netflix skills aren't on point, this isn't gonna work. So you gotta be a very good spooner. Me and her spoon all the time. It's not something we ever discuss, but clearly she saw that. She's like, oh, I like the sound of that. That sounds good to me. With that, I guess this could be a good place to end it.
Okay.
Is there anything else that you would like to say?
I just want to say thank you so much, and I hope that the men that watch this video will really sit with that and listen and understand that it's not a competition between men and women, and it's always about celebration each other and not be intimidated from each other. And just be kind to your girl.
Thank you. Merci beaucoup.
Thank you so much.